Hello everybody. I'm finally back. I've been slowed down by a few things. I had kind of a big flare-up of inflammation, and so that slowed me down, and then just getting the right tools kind of slowed me down too. But here we are. I can't believe I've gotten this far. In the last few days I painted this floor. This floor now has 3 coats of the Kilz Primer on it. I decided to put one more coat down, and a little stain still showed through. Not very much, it was getting lighter and lighter, but still a little bit. But it didn't matter because, as I said, I was going to come back and paint this floor, and I did. This is Glidden Toasted Almond, and it's an eggshell sheen, which I thought would be nice, but not a lot of it is going to show. But I had a real time doing these baseboards. They're just set in. They're not completely, they're tacked in. They're not completely nailed in yet. One thing I'm having trouble with is finding the studs in the walls. So I knocked on the walls. Usually I can find them pretty easily, but I think it's the construction of the wall that's preventing me. I don't think it's a lack of studs being in the wall. I think there is something about the composition of the wall that's making it harder to find, so I'm going to need a stud finder. But here we are. I got the pad, and I'm in the process of unrolling the pad today. Where did I get this? I believe I got this. Oh, this came from Lowe's, and it's a get my paper here. It said Premium Dual Surface Rug Pad by Mohawk Home. This one is 10 by 14 feet, so I am going to have to cut it. But it says it has a dual surface, and what that means is depending on the kind of, if you have hardwood floor, then you put it down like they're showing here, and like I'm showing on my floor, where the rubber side will be down and the fiber side will be up. But if you put it on a carpet, then they say you reverse it, as they show it here. And then my rug came too. I ended up having to get a different rug. The rug that I got, when I unrolled it, there were 2 issues. One, there was a what looks like an ink stain on it. I think it must have come from a machine or something. It's not oil, it's not sticky, but it's just a black 2-inch streak in it, and it's really in the fiber. Now I could paint that, so it's not the end of the world. I'll probably use that rug in the living room because the colors would be perfect for the living room. And what I will do is just paint that spot, use rug paint and paint that spot, because it's only 2 inches long and it's really narrow. It's only about like almost like a marker. Went over it, but I don't think it was a marker. And so I ended up getting another rug, and this one will be better. I like the color better. I already looked at what it would look like. Oh, and here's the paint color of my walls. I really had a time. I went through so many paint samples that I was going colorblind by the end of it. It really gives me a lot of respect for interior designers and people who know paint and make paint. I thought about violet. This picture is up here temporarily. I may leave it up, but I'm going to get rid of the yellow on the outside here if I do. But I thought about this color of kind of orchid violet. I thought about deeper grayed down violet purple, and I thought about antique rose. I almost chose an antique rose, but the reason I didn't was I just thought it would be a little bit too dark, and antique rose was the color that everybody was using in the 80s and 90s, and it didn't feel very fresh to me. And at that point, because I'd already seen it in so many houses, but I still love the color. In fact, I might even do that color in my bathroom. But for this room, I really wanted it brighter and very cheery, because we can have a lot of cold and overcast days, even though we're in the sunny side of Washington. Now, this year, it feels like spring doesn't want to come. We've only had 2 nice days where the weather was, I think 2 or 3 nice days where the weather was nice enough that you could go sit outside. And here it is almost June. It's going to be June tomorrow, June 1st tomorrow. So that's why with this room I had to really be careful and not get a color that was going to be too dark or too cool in the cool spectrum. I also thought about pistachio green, pale like pistachio ice cream green, which I just love, and I might use that somewhere else in my house. I don't know where yet, but it was really hard for me to come up with the color. And this, I don't know if it's showing, this is a very light peachy pink, and it may show up more like peach today with this light. A lot of colors, and especially this color, really seems to change with the atmosphere and the light that you have around. On overcast days, it's a lot more pink looking. On a sunny day like today, and with this fan light on here, it's a lot more of a peach. So it changes back and forth, but it's really close to one of the colors that I really liked, which was in these little frames, these little butterfly pictures that were in my bathroom at one time. I really liked that pink color, but I didn't want it so intense, and I wanted it a little bit more pink, and so this was as close as I could get to it. I even thought about tinting it a little bit more pink, and I took some separately and worked with it, and it was just getting too pink and too purple, so I wasn't able to get the exact color, but this is so close. It's so close that it's good enough for me, and I'm going to have a lot of pink accents. There's pink in the rug, which you're going to be seeing in my next video. So I think it's going to look really good. And I just have a little bit of touching up to do. I have a repair here. That is a genuine mouse hole. That it's a little bit of it is in the wall that you can't see behind there, and a little is in the floor. And I put in some repair patching, and then I thought I had the liquid patch, that paste that you use to the hole filler patch. And when I went out to get it in the garage, it was rock hard, so I have to get a new little jar of that to be able to finish this. And I also need the electrician to come out and disconnect these heaters. You can see the wires coming out of there. I could probably do it myself if I shut off everything for the house, but I would need somebody here for moral support on that, because I'm really afraid of electricity. I got shocked before by a lamp a long time ago, a lamp from Pier 1 Imports when they first came out, And that was a bad, memorable experience where I pulled the cord on the lamp and I couldn't let go of it. My hand went into a spasm holding on to this lamp as it was shocking me, and so I have a real deep respect for electricity, and I would rather have an electrician come out and he can disconnect all three of these heaters. And I even went ahead and bought the plugs. He probably has some, but I went ahead and bought plugs just in case he didn't have the right gauge size for these, and he can seal that off. Oh, and boy, did I get a huge surprise when I was doing this floor. I found out that this is the only floor here. There is no subfloor here. This is just boards that they put down right over the stringers, and there is no plywood underflooring to it at all. And I guess that's the way they did it back then. And the way I found out about it is when I stripped the floor down and had the room empty, we had a big dust storm, and some dust was actually coming up through the cracks, and that's how I found out. And then I looked underneath the house and I could see that there's no subfloor. So what a surprise. That's probably why they had real thick padding in here and wall-to-wall carpeting. So I'm glad that I chose to get padding and a rug, because that's going to make it a lot warmer in here in the wintertime. And I sealed those spaces in the boards which were back toward the corner there to make sure that nothing can come through. Again, there won't be any dust coming through. But the floor, it looks pretty good. It's very irregular though, with the little all the irregularities in the floor. And there were some spots of the old mastic that were really hard to get off and left it rough. And I was scraping it off for a while, and then after a while I noticed that I was starting to take chunks of wood out of the floor because it's so old, and that mastic had been stuck on for so long that I decided for some of the spots that I was just going to go over it with the sealer and everything, the Kilz, and that seems to be working fine. But it's obviously going to look better with a rug than to be completely bare. And then I also need to get a strip over here because this is one of the roughest parts of the floors here, so I'll get a floor strip here to finish that off and make it look better. But okay, I'm going to get this matte floor pad laid down. I have to cut it, and then I'm going to set the rug on top of it. And I guess I'll go ahead and I'll make a short video of the room with just the rug, so you can get a good look at the rug. And then it's moving day, and I'll be moving my furniture in, and I'm so excited. I got this window really cleaned up, and I have curtains. This window needs to be replaced. I took the screen off, which is just nailed up on the outside. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I may get a little screen for the window, or maybe I won't. The window is hard to open. It slides left to right, and it's really hard to open. So I probably won't be opening it a whole lot anyway. So okay, I will be back as soon as I can. Thank you for staying with me through this project. I know it's taking forever. I can't believe I'm finally to the day where I can put down the rug and bring in my furniture. Okay, I'll be back later. Bye for now.